Hey everyone. I want to talk to everyone in the college community today about an important issue that has been going around in our community. As the Dean of Students, it is my responsibility to inform all of you about the situations that are occurring in our college community. Recently, there has been an outbreak of meningococcal meningitis, which has affected a significant number of valued students throughout the past few weeks. If you are unaware of what meningococcal meningitis is, it is a bacterial infection that causes inflammation in the brain and spinal cord membranes. Unfortunately, this disease is very critical and can be dangerous to those who have it. I know if you have meningococcal meningitis and recover from it, I know it can sometimes have lasting effects on you. One I know that's very severe is paralysis, which no one wants. So it's good to make sure we can avoid that. With that being said, that does not mean it's not preventable or treatable, and with the right help, you can be worry-free of meningococcal meningitis. Because this is an issue that I know is cause for concern, I want to talk to everyone about how we can combat this issue and get everyone back to their studies that I know every single student is working hard for. I know situations like this can be difficult for some, but everyone needs to know that there are a multitude of options available to get everyone back on their feet, and I encourage every student, parent, and faculty member to take these steps into consideration. The first step that I want to talk about is how exactly meningococcal meningitis spreads, and what we can do to prevent it from spreading further. Meningitis mostly spreads from the throat or nose, which means actions like coughing, sneezing, kissing, and sharing food. Because these actions spread through particles in the air, as well as direct contact, it can be hard to know sometimes when you may be doing something that can put you or someone you love at risk. Luckily for us, these actions can be easily avoided as long as the proper precautions are taken. The first step to combating meningitis is to make sure that you cover up your mouth when you sneeze or cough. Now, usually this is pretty self-explanatory. Usually you cover up your mouth when you cough or sneeze, but it's especially important when something like this is going around that you make sure you take that precaution, because you don't know who you could be getting sick, so it's best to take that extra step to avoid any of that happening. It's usually not advised to use your hand when you cover up your mouth, due to the fact that it may spread germs to whatever you touch afterwards. With a step alone, it can help lower the risk of spreading meningitis. Another option that you could use in order to cover your mouth is using a face mask. Now, if you aren't someone who regularly covers up their mouth, maybe you find it maybe a hassle, I'm not sure, you could use a face mask. Now, they're not the most comfortable things to wear sometimes, but because face masks are generally out of the way, it provides an easy solution to protect yourself and others from the spread of illness. And, usually with face masks, if you cough inside, no harm done. Plus, in an area where there are many sick people, you could also be protecting yourself. So, it's good both ways, and it's advised if you think you should take that precaution. The next thing to talk about is kissing, particularly open-mouth kissing and sharing food. No matter how much you may trust someone, it's important to know that these are actions that can contribute to the spread of meningitis. Even if you have not had any issues in the past, it's better to stay on the safe side and avoid the risk. Things like kissing on the cheek and splitting food can be great ways to lower that risk. Now I want to speak to you about preventative methods. First I want to show you this slide. Below, or the blue graph at the bottom, is a CDC chart showing the spread of meningitis throughout 1970 through 2017. And you can see that it's been on a downwards trend, so we've been getting better about meningitis, and we have been taking those extra precautions to prevent it from spreading. So back to the preventative methods. One of the most effective methods that you can do to prevent meningitis is a vaccination. According to the CDC, it is highly recommended that people ages 16 through 23, and sometimes 24, receive a meningococcal vaccinations due to that age range being at an increased risk. If you think you may be feeling symptoms such as fever, nausea, muscle pain, or a sudden rash, be sure to check in with your doctor so that you can be tested to see if you have meningitis. Back to the vaccines. Some people are against vaccines, and if you're against them, that's you. That's all up to you. But it's incredibly important to prevent this from spreading to others that you take into consideration getting a vaccine. Because even if you think that maybe you may be putting yourself at risk, without one you may be putting others at risk. So it's something to take into consideration. Lastly, support from one another is very important in this type of situation. If you have the time to make sure to check in with others in the community who may have gotten sick over these few weeks, doing things such as going over missed material from school, informing them of what's going on, or just checking to see how they're doing can go a long way to help keep spirits high. Overall, I hope that I have addressed any and all concerns relating to meningococcal meningitis, and I hope that the information I have provided will prove useful to those who may be at risk and those looking to keep themselves and others safe. Until each and every student is back on their feet, we will do all we can to answer any questions that the community has to ask. Stay safe, and thank you.